Welcome, children. Now we are on the glimpses of India's last story, Tea from Assam. Here you have two friends, and one is Pranjal, the other one is Rajveer. Pranjal's father is a manager in a tea estate, and he has invited Rajveer to visit. When you will read this story, children, you will find that Rajveer is more informed about the tea estates than Pranjal, who has been born and brought up in the tea gardens of Assam. So let's enjoy this lovely journey to Assam. We went to Goa, we went to Coorg, and now let's proceed to Assam. So Pranjal, I begin with the introductory part of it. Pranjal, a youngster from Assam, is Rajveer's classmate at a school in Delhi. So they both study in Delhi school. Pranjal's father is the manager of a tea garden in Upper Assam, and Pranjal has invited Rajveer to visit his home during the summer vacation. Now, the next that we begin with is a scene at the railway station. So they reach railway station to board a train to Assam Tea Gardens. Chai garam, chai chai, chai garam. So this is what? This is the usual sound. See, everybody must be smiling hearing this, and they are immediately recalled of what? Of the railway stations. Because this way the vendors call out to their customers for the tea at the railway stations. Now, chai garam, garam chai, a vendor called out in a high-pitched voice. High-pitched voice is in Hindi we call it unchi awaz, loud voice. It is loudly calling out. High-pitched voice, just like as I started. He came up to the window, and this vendor came to the window. He came up to their window and asked, "Chai sahab, give us 2 cups." Pranjal said. They sipped the steaming hot liquid. Almost everyone in their compartment was drinking tea too. Do you know that over 80 crore cups of tea are drunk every day throughout the world? Rajveer said. Now look at the knowledge that Rajveer has acquired before moving to Assam. He is quite informed, and he says that around 80 crores cups of tea are drunk every day throughout the world. Whoa! Exclaimed Pranjal. Tea really is very popular. The train pulled out of the station, and so the train moved out of the station. Pranjal buried his nose in his detective story again. Buried his nose means he started reading the detective book again. Almost like this. So this is called buried his nose. Don't take it literally, means got involved in reading the detective book again. Rajveer too was an ardent. Ardent means devoted. Rajveer was also a devoted fan of detective stories. But right now, he was keener on looking at the beautiful scenery. But right now, what was more interesting for him was the scenery outside. It was green. Green everywhere. Rajveer had never seen so much greenery before. Then the soft green paddy fields gave way to tea bushes. It was a magnificent view. So what was a magnificent view? The green and the green everywhere. It was so, Rajveer has never seen such greenery before. There were soft green paddy bushes, paddy fields, and then after the paddy fields, what started was tea bushes. It was a magnificent view. Against the backdrop of densely wooded hills A sea of tea bushes stretched as far as the eye could see. How nicely the writer has expressed. You can have a vivid, you can just imagine that everywhere, till wherever your one's eyes could see, what was visible were tea bushes. It was, the plantations were to such an extensive area, dwarfing the tiny tea plants, and then now and then here were dwarfing, making it seem that they were like small trees, small plants, were tall, sturdy shade trees, and amidst that, amongst it, orderly rows of bushes. And these bushes, these tea garden, these bushes of tea, they were like orderly, as if they had been planted in a certain order. Bushes busily moved, doll-like figures, and amongst it, what moved? Doll-like figures. What could be those doll-like figures? Of course, the one who pluck tea leaves, tea pluckers. In the distance was an ugly building with smoke billowing, moving out with a gush, billowing out of tall chimneys. And in the distance, some distance, there was an ugly building, not very good, not very attractive building, with smoke, and the smoke was coming out of it, of the tall chimneys of that building. Hey, a tea garden! Rajveer cried excitedly. Rajveer was excited because he was visiting tea gardens first time. So when he saw that building and the chimney, so he immediately understood that he has almost reached the tea gardens. So he shouts, "Hey, a tea garden!" Rajveer cried excitedly. And Pranjal, who had been born and brought up, he was born there, he had grown up there. So for him, it was not an excitement for him. So, and brought up on the plantation, didn't share the Rajveer's excitement, the excitement that Rajveer felt. Actually, it was not with Pranjal. He had seen it so many times. He was born there, he was brought up, he has grown up there among the plantations. So it was not something exciting for him. Oh, this is tea country now. Assam has the largest concentration of plantations in the world. You will see enough gardens to last you a lifetime. I have been reading as much as I could about tea, Rajveer said. So Rajveer also expressed that, of course, it is then Pranjal expressed that yes, it is the world's largest concentration of plantations that you will find here in Assam. And Rajveer, who had been acquiring a lot about this, so he says that I have been reading as much as I could about tea. Rajveer said, no one really knows. And then he says, no one really knows till now. No one has been able to find out who discovered tea. He says that till date, no one has found out who discovered tea. But there are many legends, stories behind it. Then Pranjal asks, what legends are you talking about? Well, there's the one about the Chinese emperor. He says one story goes like this, that there was one about the Chinese emperor. There was one Chinese emperor who always boiled water before drinking it. Before drinking water, he always boiled it. One day, what happened? A few leaves of the twigs burning under the pot fell into the water, giving it a delicious flavor. So while he was boiling it, what happened? Now they were boiling it how? That naturally they were with twigs and grasses and all that acted as a fire, that helped the fire. So that was being burnt below, and on that the teapot was there. and because of the wind, what happened? Some of the leaves fell into the pot and it boiled along with. So one day a few leaves of the twigs burning under the pot fell into the water, giving it a delicious flavor, and when he drank, he found it very delicious. It is said about that there were nothing else. Those leaves were those tea leaves. Tell me another, scoffed Pranjal. So Pranjal said, okay, then you tell me other stories, that because you said there are several stories behind it. So what is another story? We have an Indian legend too. He says that we have an Indian stories too. Indians also have coined some stories. It has been talked about and has been passed from one generation to another. What is that? We have an Indian legend too, Indian story too. Bodhidharma, an ancient Buddhist ascetic, an ancient Buddhist monk cut off his eyelids. So this ancient Buddhist monk, he had cut his eyelids because he felt sleepy during meditations. So whenever there were meditations, he used to feel sleepy. And so what he did, so that he may not feel sleepy, he cut off his eyelids. Eyelids, this is called eyelids. So he cut off his eyelids. And then what happened? 10 tea plants grew out of the eyelids. And it is said that from these eyelids that he had cut off, 10 tea plants grew out of those eyelids. The leaves of these plants, and it is said that the leaves of these plants, when put in hot water and they are drunk, banished. Banished means removed sleep. And it is an expression also whenever anyone says, I'm feeling sleepy. The other one would say, okay, have a cup of tea or coffee. Tea especially, isn't it? You might have heard, you might have yourself also administered that idea to others or on yourself also. Whenever you are feeling sleepy and you have to study, you'll immediately prepare some hot drink for yourself, hot beverage for yourself. So tea was first drunk in China, Rajveer added. Rajveer further added that tea was first drunk in China, Rajveer added, as far back as 2700 BC. Before Christ. How long before? 2700 BC. In fact, words such as tea, that is chai and chini, are from Chinese. Tea came to Europe only in the 16th century and was drunk more as medicine than as beverage. So earlier when the tea had come into, like people started taking tea, it was taken as more as medicine than as simply as a hot drink. The train clattered into Mariani Junction. The boys quickly, they collected their luggage, they took their luggage and pushed their way to the crowded platform. Pranjal's parents were waiting for them. Soon they were driving towards Dekhiabari. What is this Dekhiabari? Which place? The tea garden that was managed by Pranjal's father. Pranjal's father was a manager at this tea estate. An hour later, and suddenly after 1 hour of drive, they had been driving continuously for 1 hour. So after 1 hour of drive, what happened? An hour later, the car veered sharply. Veered sharply, simply it changed its direction. So veered, taking a sharp curve or a turn, that is called veering. Car veered sharply off. Immediately it left that main road and came sharply off the main road, and then they crossed a cattle bridge, a small cattle bridge, and entered, and finally they reached the Dekhiabari tea estate. On both sides of the gravel road. Now they were not on the main road, they were on the gravel road. Means road that was full of small stones, conquered, small stones. On both sides of those gravel road were acre upon acre of tea bushes, and there were two tea bushes, acre of tea bushes, and all neatly pruned. Pruned means nicely they were trimmed. The top part was nicely pruned, trimmed. Why this trimming is done often? It is done so that new leaves could sprout of it. Now when new leaves, these are those soft new leaves, and this is what is plucked by these tea pluckers, and these leaves are used for brewing tea. Not those old tea leaves that are not used for making tea. So all neatly pruned to the same height. You can see the picture also. They are also the same height. They are neatly pruned, trimmed. Groups of tea pluckers. One could find those groups of tea pluckers, and with their bamboo baskets. You can see in the picture also, with bamboo baskets on their backs. And in front they are wearing those plastic aprons. They were plucking the newly sprouted leaves. Pranjal's father slowed down to allow a tractor pulling a trailer load of tea leaves to pass. So he just slowed down while he was about to reach his place. Slowed down because there was a tractor that was coming from the opposite direction, and to allow, because along with the tractor there was a trolley attached. On that there were loads of tea leaves. So he just pulled aside so that it could pass. Now this is the second flush of a sprouting period. So he explains, Rajveer, he is asking, this is the second flush of a sprouting period, isn't it? See how well informed he is. Rajveer is. He could make out from the tractor and the tea leaves kept there, and loads of tea leaves being loaded, that loaded on the tractor. He could make out that this were the tea leaves that were from the second flush or sprouted period. Isn't it, Mr. Bharwa? Rajveer asked. Then he further said, it lasts from May to July and yields the best tea. And he says that it lasts from May to July, that this pruning, this plucking of the leaves, it goes on from May and till July, and this is the best tea because the leaves are very soft that grow during this period, and when plucked they form the best tea. You seem to have done your homework before coming, Pranjal's father said in surprise. So Pranjal's father was quite surprised at the information that Rajveer shared. So he says, yes, you have done your homework very well before coming here. Yes, Mr. Bharwa, Rajveer admitted. Rajveer also admitted that yes, he had read about it, but I hope, look at this humbleness, when you are ready to learn more. But I hope to learn much more while I am here. And he says that I want to learn and know more about, get more information while I am staying here. I hope you understood this. So we complete this Glimpses of India, the 3 stories. Thank you, children.